cars and they all black. Got 4 bras and they all that. We call that ballin'. Doing this is my calling. Flow is so appalling. My phone off and she calling. I'm like, yeah, what it do? Penthouse, man, what a view. Fall back cause I'm coming through with my whole team. They coming too. That's real. Too real. Motherfucker, tell me how you feel.
Okay, my backyard YouTube family. I really need your help to figure out why this clutch is not working in my Grom. So I've taken this thing apart probably between 10 to 20 times. Dead serious. I've taken it apart more times than it ever would in its lifetime if this did not happen. I believe I'm putting this together right, but I'm going to record this, and if it doesn't work, I need to put it online and see if somebody here can help me figure it out. I'm going to show you exactly step by step what I'm doing. What I'm going to change this time is I've been trying to use these Koso springs. I also have these stiffer ones. I don't know where the third one went. I've been using these Koso springs. I'm going to swap them out for the stock ones and see if that makes a difference. The issue is, when everything's all said and done and put together, I have next to no free play on this lever right here between that and the clutch plate. Thus, I cannot get my clutch cable to work with it. That's stock, where I've had lots and lots of friends put these things together and works perfectly fine as soon as they put it together. So that's the issue. I don't have enough space between this and the top of the clutch to where I can use my clutch to fully grab the clutch and fully release the clutch. So I'm going to show you step by step exactly what I'm doing. First, so I know it's very important that these need to line up together, and I have these completely together like this. Now it works in this position, and it also works in this position here, where it's fully seated. Now I don't know which one I'm supposed to go with. I'm going to try the opposite one from what I've used before, and we're going to roll with it. So right there, she is fully seated together. As you can see, it's not moving at all, so I'm only using one hand here, but it is fully seated together. So I'm going to put this little arrow right here at the top so I remember. This one's going like that, and this one's going straight in like this. Now we have our clutch plates. I believe you start, I'm going to flip it over. I believe you start with this one here, and then the next plate between it, the silver one. I don't believe there's any particular way this goes in, as far as I know. I've never done this before. I've watched lots of videos and tutorials, but there we go. There's that. Next plate here. Next one. Next one. Also, I don't know if there's a specific orientation for these or not. One side does seem a little flatter than others. Maybe that makes a difference. Let me just make sure they're all the same way. Just make sure we do everything right here. So I'm going to have this flat side down on each one here. This is the Koso kit, by the way, if anyone is wondering. If it doesn't work this time, I'm going to post this online and just hope somebody can tell me what I did wrong as they see me do it in its entirety. This is the flatter side, I believe, unless I did one backwards. Although I don't know if that really make a difference. This one is slightly different because I think I burnt up the one that was on top originally. So this clutch is from, this plate is from the original one. This is the one that was on top before, and it doesn't quite look right. So we're using one from the OEM on the very top here, I guess. Okay, So we got that. It is sitting in this orientation. We are going to take it in this orientation right here and put it right on with this one up. And this one is going to go up as well in a second. That one's going to go up the top. Now, there is this thinner washer that goes next, right there. And we're going to place this one right on top and make sure she is sitting completely flush with all the plates here. Alright, well maybe I was wrong because this is not sitting flush. I don't know if the camera can see this, I have it turned around right now. Maybe I was wrong because this is not sitting completely flush right there. So let me flip it all the way back around. It should be the complete opposite. This one, but once I throw this washer in here, it seems like it doesn't work. Okay, we're still not sitting completely flush. If you can see that right there. Alright, let's try every single position until we get one that is flush. Alright, that there seems to be about as flush as I can get. If sorry, there's oil in my hands. Okay, right here it seems to be completely flush all the way around, it seems like. Alright, we're gonna put this baby on now. There is a little bit of wiggle room around the whole thing. Again, I don't know if that's normal. I guess that's because of the washer in the middle, but it is flush around the top here. Okay, so it does, once I put it on, this is what it looks like. There's a little bit of play. I don't know if that's normal or not, but it seems basically flush all the way around, as you can see, as you did see, sorry. Next, since that was just demonstration, let me get this on with it real quick. Now, I don't know if this is normal, but I do get a little bit of a tiny edge right here when it was just flat after I put it on. But it is smooth at the very bottom. It's the bottom, oh man, this is hard to get angle. It's completely flush here. And there's just the tiniest of a lip. It's like a fingernail, and I don't know if that's just because of the play or if that's supposed to be that way. Okay, the next, I'm going to be putting the thicker washer there. We have the smaller nut here. Just installed this piece here with 2 screws. Now let's get to the springs. I am gonna go with the OEM springs this time because every time I've installed these, I don't know if it's part of the reason why I'm not getting enough play. I want to see if it makes a difference to use OEM. Then I'll go back to that and see if this singles out my issue where I'm not getting enough room between the clutch and the lever there. Okay, now I am using the KevTech billet clutch plate on here. This bolt is different, but that's because I lost one of these. It is the exact same. This issue was happening before I replaced this bolt. I'm going to tack it on with the drill now. Alright, now we're going to go the rest of the way with a socket, as instructed by a lot of people not to over torque this. Now I don't have a torque wrench small enough to measure 9 foot-pounds, so we are going by feel, and as I've been told, you go just till it starts to get tight and just give it a tiny bit more of a tug after that.
Going around just in even increments for the most part.
Also, I need to mention that this bearing here is all the way down to the bottom flush. I did double check that as well. double check these springs. So some of my springs do look like they need to be pulled out towards the edge just a little, I noticed. So I'm going to do that real quick here. Make them flush with the outside of the edge. At least I think that's what you're supposed to do. Well, these seem a little smaller. So with these OEM springs here, they all seem to be inwards just a tad. I guess I'm going to leave it like this. They seem all pretty straight though.
They're just a tad smaller than the other ones I have, it looks like.
Now the springs are starting to make some noise, like they're clicking almost. I heard one or two do that, but we're still not getting tight yet. We haven't hit any resistance. Now we're hitting a stopping point for these. So right here is where I'm hitting some resistance now. From what I've seen in videos, just go a tiny bit more on that. And double check. You can see it moving just a tad. Alright, so our springs are in place now. I'm going to put the rest of it together. I'm going to put the oil spinner back on. I believe that's the only thing, just the oil spinner here. And we will give it a fire up, or after I get the oil spinner on, I get the case on. We're going to check the issue I was having before with the clutch, and we'll see how it goes then. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see if we have play right here now between this and the clutch. And nope. This is all the play I have between this and the clutch. Sorry if I'm not saying this correctly. It only moves the tiniest of bit, and I don't recall if that's supposed to be that way or not. The only thing that's different that isn't OEM is the clutch plate that goes on the very top, and the springs. The clutch plate and the clutch disc. The springs are OEM and everything else is OEM. Let me still see if I can adjust this all the way out and get it connected, but this is basically the same issue I was already having before. Now, I have this right here adjusted all the way out, so I have as much room as possible. And then I have it connected, and it doesn't move one bit. And up here by the lever, it is all the way in, and I've no free play at all, really. So that's my issue. I can try swapping to the other disc, my OEM ones. I don't know why that would make a difference, but I'm stuck. I've been working on this for days and I can't figure it out. I just had to document this at least once, every step that I did, and maybe somebody will pick something out that I did wrong. Okay, just tried to ride it to see what would happen, and the clutch was slipping really bad. As I let it all the way out, it would not fully release. So yeah, I don't know what the problem is here. There's a little bit of play, but it's just not enough to reach the end of this cable. I can push it in, but I know I'm pushing against the springs because I can feel the resistance right there from this point, and then a little bit farther, that's the springs I'm pushing against. And my cable is just not long enough, this OEM one, to release all the way out. So please let me know if you have any ideas why this is not working out. Thank you. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know.